Torchlight 2, one of the most interesting games that has probably ever arisen on the market because it's redefined games such as Diablo. Diablo is a very similar game to Torchlight, or should we say Torchlight 2 is very similar to the Diablo series. You're not playing as your physical character, but you're more acting as something above your character, which really makes the game interesting. I have my engineer here, and I could pretty much do whatever I want. Let's say I'm gonna come over and I want to go find something to kill. So we're gonna come down here, follow my owl, and there. It's what makes this game fun. However, don't think that your progression just stops there. I'm an engineer who also has the ability to summon skeletons and archers. Does that make sense? Not at all. But when you find spells in the game, they allow you to give your character depth. Instead of just using plain spells, I can do a lot more. I can use a cannon. I can summon anything. I have little robots that will follow me around that explode when something's found. For instance, if I come over... Come on. There's always something around this world. Okay, now if I come over here... Now I have a skeleton army. While they're stationary, some of them are not so stationary. These ones are mostly there to provide backup. I have a lot of interesting abilities. It's kind of like a steampunk type of game. You could play magic, or you could play engineers, or you could do a lot of things that would be a little bit unconventional, you could say. As we could see, I pretty much wrecked everything in this zone. Let's see if I can get a good dungeon. Dungeons in this game are fairly simple. You go in, you clear the area, and you're typically very pitiful mistake, and I accidentally clicked out. And I did it again. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can clear this dungeon. As you can see, we have it named here, Goblin Hunter, and you get fame. While not the type of currency you're used to, it's just recognition, basically. Renown. Now, I have a lot of guys, so... let's just go. It's a fairly fun game. It's not one that I enjoy playing all the time, mostly because of my playstyle, but it's always fun to just come in here and blast some stuff and have my skeleton army. The best thing is even if you're someone that can't use magic or is not meant to use magic, you can definitely find spells in the game that make it interesting. And the best part is, such the game is so widely popular, the community has a plethora of mods adding tons of classes to the game. Anything from illusionists to like new forms of mages and healers. The game is just amazing with its amount of depth in the characters that they've added from the community. And the game is still supported by the company. It's just, it's kind of, the development's gone down, mostly, it would appear, because it's not something that is meant to constantly be updated. So you buy it, they give you some updates, and then You just let the community experiment with it. There will be a time when those skeletons actually bother to hit something. But the game is actually fairly enjoyable. The graphics are on max settings. They're pretty fun. It's pretty fine in my mind. So you can see we all have points to spend when we progress. It's just a very simple game, but it takes a different. It's really just a same kind of RPG that you experience, but with a different view. Instead of being your character to where you see, you just act as if you're above your character. But it does give a good mix between the magic and steampunk, which makes the game fairly interesting. You could be a mage, you could be a tank, and every class has multiple paths. This one can be straight damage, it could be support, or it can be a tank. And there is online playing, which makes this game actually really fun. Unfortunately, when you're going online, you're basically just doing the same stuff that you would in single player, but with multiple people. Up until your higher level where you're going to need extra people, it's going to be really, really boring. Like, I'm so well geared that this stuff's not really a challenge for me. And I'm only a level above these things. It's not difficult. The game is just very simple, but it gives you that feeling of reward. You're rewarded a lot of stuff. Which does really well for this new age of players. World of Warcraft recently released their expansion pack, and the boss took like 14 minutes to kill in the last raid, and people were just like almost like freaking out, like, why isn't this thing dying? And I mean, people want the gaming world has changed to where it's got to be fast and it's got to be rewarding. Pretty much anyone who can't do that is thrown out of the competition. I love it. I'm always looking for people who are willing to play it. If I'm looking to play, I generally look for people who I could play with. And if anyone else has the game, is looking to add me on Steam, you can always look in the comment section below. Not in the comment section, in the description below, and you can always add me. But thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for the next video. If you've got any software, games, or anything else you would like me to review, put them in the comments below. I've got a good list right now, and I'm going to be reviewing them as well today. So if anybody else has anything they want to say regarding this, or if you want to play, or if you have any other final thoughts, make sure you put them in the comments below. And if you want to read the full review, make sure to check it out on the website. Bye.